Okay, so think about this for a sec. Where do you see your finances like 5 years down the road?
Yep.
Is it a super clear picture, something you're like actively building towards, or is it kind of fuzzy? Like just going with the flow, hoping for the best. We've been looking into this stuff, and honestly, it seems like getting truly rich, like really rich. It's not about luck or just grinding away at a job. It's got to be something deeper.
Totally. We've been digging into the early parts of Think and Get Rich, the Bill Christ Abraham book. And yeah, it's less about tricks and more about like a total mind shift when it comes to wealth, even life in general.
Big time. So in this deep dive, we're pulling out the core stuff from these chapters. We're going to talk about what it really means to know yourself when it comes to money, these unbreakable laws of wealth, which is a pretty bold claim, right? Then there's the whole subconscious mind thing, which is always a bit out there, but it plays a huge role here. And of course, the rich formula that Abraham lays out.
Exactly. And for everyone listening, we don't want this to just be interesting trivia. We're aiming for like actionable stuff you can actually use. A new way to see your financial potential, one that might even go against some of the usual advice out there.
Be ready to shift your thinking a bit, because this isn't your typical financial guru stuff. The book even suggests that some common advice might be holding us back, which is kind of wild. We'll even touch on how this all ties into escaping the rat race, that whole feeling of just chasing your tail financially, which the book gets into more later on. All right, so chapter 1, right off the bat, it throws down this challenge. Do you actually know who you are deep down? Not just your job title, your roles, all that.
Yeah, and what's really interesting here is the book's really insistent that real success doesn't come from outside stuff, not some magic strategy or finding the perfect mentor. It's got to start with really knowing yourself inside and out. Like Abraham puts it, and this is a good one, if you don't like the results you're getting, you have to change yourself because they are your results. It's like a wake-up call to take responsibility. Own your situation.
Hits hard, right? And then it gets into these two biggest barriers to success. First one is conditioning. Basically, all the beliefs we pick up from when we're kids, all those phrases we hear all the time, like money doesn't grow on trees or be realistic, right?
Yeah.
That stuff can really limit what we think is even possible for ourselves.
It's crazy how much that stuff seeps in. Think about it. Just the last 3 times you heard someone talk about money, right? Was it hopeful, like possibility, abundance, or was it more about like scarcity, lack? Those little comments we hear, even the ones we make ourselves, they all add up. One thing that's really helpful is to like audit your conversations, even what you watch and read. Notice how often it's all doom and gloom about money instead of like focusing on potential.
So true. It's like we're surrounded by these invisible financial roadblocks, and we don't even realize they're there. The second barrier they talk about is environment. We humans, we tend to mirror the people we're around, especially financially. If everyone you know is living paycheck to paycheck, it's easy to think that's just how it is for everyone. But the book says, nope, not even close.
It makes you wonder, right? Is the financial reality you see around you, is that the only one? The book points out that something like 95% of people, they work their butts off for 40 years and still struggle financially. Only a tiny 5% actually get to, true freedom. According to Abraham, the difference is most people are reacting to life, while the successful ones, they're out there creating their own reality.
Huge difference. It's like, are you letting life happen to you financially, or are you grabbing the wheel and steering? So first step to change that, the book says, you got to figure out who you really are at your core. Not just your name, your body, all that surface stuff.
Yeah, it gets pretty deep here. It's talking about seeing yourself as a spiritual being with limitless potential. And get this says we have a mind that can literally create things. The example it gives is look around you right now at anything, your phone, the chair you're sitting on. At some point that was just a thought in someone's head. So if they could think it into existence, why not us, right?
Right. Mind-blowing when you really think about it. So building on that, knowing your potential, the book gets into the practical stuff. Reprogramming your mind for success. A couple of key steps here. First, you got to get crystal clear on what you want. And it can't be vague, like more money. It's got to be specific. How much? By when? And this is important. Write it down and look at it every single day. No excuses.
Putting it on paper, setting a deadline, it makes it real. And
Right.
reviewing it daily, it's like a constant reminder. Keeps you focused, keeps you moving towards it.
Then there's this big one. Shutting down negative thoughts, seriously. The second those thoughts creep in, you got to squash them and replace them with positive ones. I love this example. Instead of, I can't do this, you immediately say, I am capable, I will find a way. That's the attitude. And it goes beyond just thoughts. The book says your circle matters. Surround yourself with people who are already killing it, who inspire you. Find mentors who can show you the ropes.
Your environment is huge. The people you're around, the stuff you let into your head, it all shapes what you believe is possible. Being around successful people, it's not just about advice, it's about seeing that it's possible. It expands your reality.
It's true. Now, the book points out something pretty cool here. It talks about these big names, Edison, Tesla, Elon Musk, Steve Jobs. What do they all have in common? They thought differently. They didn't accept the limits everyone else saw. They had this vision and they stuck to it, even when people thought they were nuts.
That's the power of believing in yourself. Those guys, they weren't playing by the same rules as everyone else. They saw what others couldn't see and they went for it.
And here's a wild one. The book actually suggests that how you see yourself, your self-image, can actually affect your IQ. It all comes back to that question. Do you know who you are and what you're capable of? Once you have that belief, the book says almost nothing can stop you.
It makes you think, right? Like, if you believe you're capable, maybe you actually become more capable. It all starts from the inside out.
All right, so let's move on to chapter 2, where things get really interesting. It's all about the unbreakable laws of wealth and success. Bold statement, right? It basically says achieving success and wealth. It's not random, it's not luck. It's governed by principles, just like gravity governs the physical world.
Yeah, it lays out these principles as like universal truths. The idea is if you master these laws, success isn't a gamble anymore. It's predictable.
So the first principle is desire. Not just wishing for something, but like a burning desire, an obsession. You got to crave it like you crave air.
Right.
And the action step, write it down clearly with deadlines and look at it every single day. No exceptions.
The intensity of that desire, that's what separates it from just daydreaming. Writing it down, reviewing it, it keeps you locked in on what you want.
Next is faith. This is believing you can achieve your goal before you see any proof. The book actually says doubt kills more dreams than failure ever could. Pretty heavy, right? The action here is daily visualization. See yourself living that dream life. Feel the emotions like it's happening right now.
It's all about the power of belief. When you have unshakable faith in yourself and your goals, your mind starts working towards it, even subconsciously.
Principle number 3 is autosuggestion. Basically, rewiring your mind through repetition. The idea is your subconscious is constantly being programmed by your thoughts, the words you say, the things you hear, so you got to feed it the good stuff. Create a powerful affirmation, something like, I am wealthy, I am powerful, I am unstoppable, and repeat it to yourself every single day like a mantra.
Repetition, repetition, repetition. That's how you change those deep-seated beliefs. You got to drown out the negative with the positive consistently.
Okay, principle 4 is specialized knowledge. The book says not all knowledge is equal when it comes to wealth. A good education is great, but it's specialized skills. Yeah. Things that directly make money that matter most, like selling, investing, building businesses. The action step here is clear. Dedicate time every day to learning a high-income skill.
Knowledge is power, but only when it's applied. It's about having the skills that the market values, the ones that translate into real income.
Number 5 is imagination. The book makes an interesting distinction here. It says people who struggle financially, they often use their imagination to worry about bad stuff happening. The wealthy, they use their imagination to create their future. Because everything starts with an idea, right? So the action here is to spend 10 minutes a day imagining new ways to make money or provide value to others.
It's about tapping into your creativity. Imagine possibilities that others don't see. That's where innovation and opportunity lie.
Then we've got organized planning. The book is very clear. Dreams without a plan are just, well, dreams. Successful people break down their goals into steps and they take action every single day to achieve them. So right now, write down 3 money-making actions you'll take today. No excuses.
Having a plan keeps you on track. And consistent action, that's what turns a plan into results.
Next up is decision. The book says wealthy people make decisions quickly and confidently. They don't get stuck in overthinking and analysis paralysis. The action step. Practice making decisions decisively. And make at least one decision today that moves you towards your financial goals.
Being decisive is a huge advantage. Opportunities come and go. You got to be able to act on them quickly and confidently.
Principle 8. Persistence. Never give up. It's simple, but so hard. Every successful person has faced setbacks, but they kept going when others quit. The action step is simple. Make a pact with yourself. Failure is not an option.
You will face challenges, guaranteed. It's persistence, that unwavering determination that gets you through those tough times.
Principle 9 is the mastermind. This is about surrounding yourself with other successful people, or people who want to be successful. The book says your achievements are limited by the people you spend the most time with. So find people who inspire you, challenge you, and connect with at least one successful person today. Learn from them.
Your network is your net worth, as they say. Being around ambitious, successful people, it elevates your thinking, your expectations, your results.
Now we get a little taste of the power of the subconscious mind, which we'll dive into more later. The immediate action here is to eliminate negative self-talk. Every time you think I can't, replace it with how can I?
That's the key. Turn that negativity into a problem-solving mindset. That's how you start to unlock the power of your subconscious.
Okay, principle 11 is a bit interesting. It's called the mystery of sex transmutation. It's basically about channeling your creative and sexual energy towards your goals instead of letting it get wasted on distractions. The action is to focus that powerful energy on what matters most to you.
This one's a bit out there, but the idea is that drive, that energy, it can be harnessed and directed towards achieving your ambitions.
Number 12, the brain. The book says your brain is your most valuable asset, like a radio that can be tuned to frequencies of fear or frequencies of abundance. You choose. The action. Feed your brain daily with positive, success-oriented material. Cut out the negativity.
What you consume mentally matters. It shapes your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions. Choose wisely.
And finally, principle 13 is the sixth sense. It's that gut feeling, that intuition, that develops as you master these other principles. The book says to trust those instincts, especially when it comes to opportunities. So pay attention and act on those feelings.
It's like developing a sixth sense for success. The more you apply these principles, the sharper your intuition becomes.
Now, the book makes it very clear these aren't just theories. These are principles followed by countless self-made millionaires. The difference is they took action. So the question for you listening is, which of these principles will you start applying today?
It's a blueprint for success, but it's useless without action. Taking action, that's what separates dreamers from achievers.
So let's jump into chapter 3, the hidden power of your subconscious mind. This chapter starts with a pretty powerful idea. Everything you want, it's already within you. The problem, your subconscious mind might be programmed for limitation, for struggle.
It's kind of mind-blowing, right? The limitations we experience, they might not be real limitations. They might just be beliefs that are holding us back. And those beliefs are often subconscious.
Exactly. The book describes the subconscious mind as this, like supercomputer running in the background. It controls our habits, our emotions, even our financial outcomes. It says it runs 95% of our lives. And the crazy part is, it doesn't judge. It just accepts whatever you feed it and then creates your reality based on those beliefs, whether they're beliefs of poverty or wealth.
It's a powerful image, the supercomputer constantly shaping our lives. And it's working, whether we're aware of it or not.
So why are so many people stuck financially? The book says it's those negative beliefs we pick up early on from our childhood, from the people around us. All those phrases like money doesn't grow on trees or rich people are greedy. That stuff gets embedded deep down and becomes our default setting when it comes to money.
Early conditioning is so powerful. It shapes our entire relationship with money, often without us even realizing it.
The book uses this great analogy. It compares the subconscious mind to a garden. Negative beliefs are like weeds choking out the good stuff. Wealth-conscious thoughts are like seeds that can grow into abundance. The sad truth is, most people never tend to their mental garden. They let those weeds grow wild, and they wonder why they keep getting the same results.
Love that analogy. We got to weed out those negative thoughts, those limiting beliefs, and plant seeds of possibility of abundance.
The good news is the book says we can reprogram our subconscious, and it can start right now. It gives a 5-step process. First step, control your self-talk. Your subconscious is always listening to what you say, so watch those negative statements. I'm always broke, I'm not good with money, that kind of stuff.
The words we use matter. They program our subconscious, for better or worse.
Instead, start using positive affirmations. Things like, money flows to me easily and effortlessly. I am a magnet for success. Opportunities constantly seek me out. Say them every day, even if you don't believe them at first. Repetition is key.
It's about retraining your mind, drowning out the negativity with positive, empowering statements.
Step 2 is visualize your success. Apparently, the subconscious can't tell the difference between a vivid imagination and reality. So spend 5 minutes every morning visualizing yourself living your dream life. See it, feel it, experience it in your mind.
Visualization is powerful. It creates a blueprint in your mind, making that dream feel more real, more attainable.
Step 3 is eliminate negative influences. The book says your subconscious is like a sponge, soaking up everything around you. Bad news, negative people, it all affects you. So limit your exposure to that stuff. Cut out the news, distance yourself from negative people, surround yourself with positive, successful individuals.
It's about creating a positive environment for yourself, both mentally and physically. You are who you surround yourself with.
Step 4. Use affirmations and repetition. This reinforces the power of positive self-talk. The book says successful people use affirmations all the time because it's how the subconscious learns. Repeat those affirmations morning and night. I am wealthy beyond measure. Money flows to me from unexpected sources. Success is my natural state. Even if you don't believe it at first, keep repeating it. It will sink in.
Consistency is everything. The more you repeat those affirmations, the more you start to believe them, and the more your subconscious starts to act on them.
Last step is take action without fear. Our subconscious likes to keep us safe and comfy, which means it often keeps us stuck. So push past that fear and take action, even if it's scary. Start that business, make those calls, invest your money. The more you do it, the more comfortable you'll become.
Action is everything. It's the only way to break out of your comfort zone and achieve something truly great.
The chapter ends with a powerful statement. You become what you think about. Your subconscious is either your greatest weapon or your worst enemy, depending on what you feed it. So start feeding it good stuff today.
It's a reminder that we have the power to shape our own reality. We just have to choose the right thoughts, the right beliefs.
All right, let's move on to chapter 4, the rich formula. This one really lays it out. It starts with a quote from Robert Kiyosaki. The poor and middle class work for money. The rich make money work for them. That's the key difference.
This chapter is a real game changer. It shifts the focus from working for money to building systems that generate wealth for you, even while you sleep.
So, why are most people broke? The book says it's because they trade their time for money. They work hard, but if they stop working, the money stops. That's a vulnerable position to be in.
It's the trap of the 9 to 5. You're always trading your time for a limited amount of money.
The wealthy, on the other hand, they focus on multiplying their money. They do this by acquiring assets, things like businesses, rental properties, stocks, intellectual property. These things generate passive income, which means the money keeps coming in, even when they're not actively working.
Passive income is the key to financial freedom. It's about building wealth that works for you, not the other way around.
Meanwhile, most people are busy accumulating liabilities, fancy cars that lose value, big houses with huge mortgages, all sorts of debt. They're trying to look successful, but it's actually draining their wealth. The book says true wealth isn't about appearances, it's about having those passive income streams.
It's about understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. Assets put money in your pocket, liabilities take it out.
The wealthy have a simple question they ask before spending money. Will this make me money, or will it take money from me? That's the litmus test.
It's a powerful question. It forces you to think about the long-term financial implications of your spending habits.
Now, the book tackles this whole idea of hard work and saving as the path to wealth. It says it's an illusion. While those things are important, saving money in a bank account actually makes you poorer over time because of inflation. The wealthy invest their money, they put it to work.
Inflation is a silent wealth killer. It's why saving alone isn't enough. You have to invest your money in things that outpace inflation.
They invest in assets that grow in value and generate income. That's why you see people with similar jobs ending up with vastly different financial outcomes. It's not just about how much you earn, it's about what you do with it.
It's about financial literacy, understanding how money works, how to make it grow, how to protect it from inflation.
The book then talks about breaking free from the paycheck mentality. Most people are dependent on that paycheck from their employer. The wealthy build multiple income streams. They get paid based on results, not just time.
It's about taking control of your income, not being reliant on a single source, but creating multiple streams of income that flow to you.
So the book asks you to think differently. Ask yourself, how can I earn without trading my time? What can I invest in that generates passive income? How can I own things that pay me?
These are the questions that lead to financial freedom. It's about shifting your mindset from employee to entrepreneur, from consumer to owner.
The book also stresses the importance of financial education. The wealthy never stop learning about money. They read books, they find mentors. Most people, they don't invest in their financial knowledge. And the book warns, if you don't, someone else will control your financial future
Financial education is crucial. It's the key to understanding how money works, how to make it work for you, how to protect it and grow it.
All right, here's the rich formula in a nutshell. Stop working for money, make money work for you. Own income-generating assets, stop buying liabilities, invest in things that grow. Use money wisely. Invest, don't just save. Get paid based on results, not time. And never stop learning about money.
It's a simple formula, but so powerful. It's the roadmap to financial freedom if you're willing to follow it.
The book says this formula can lead to incredible wealth, but most people won't do it. It's a choice. Which one will you be? The point is, the rich aren't lucky or special. They just understand how money works, and they use that knowledge to their advantage.
It's a reminder that wealth is available to anyone who's willing to put in the effort to learn and apply these principles.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, let's recap the big takeaways. It all starts with mindset, believing in yourself and your ability to create wealth. Understanding those wealth principles like desire, faith, persistence, surrounding yourself with the right people, tapping into the power of your subconscious mind, eliminating those negative beliefs, and reprogramming it for success. And of course, implementing the rich formula. It's about making money work for you, not the other way around.
This isn't about getting rich quick. It's a journey, a process of learning, growing, and taking consistent action.
The book leaves us with this thought. 5 years from now, you'll either be glad you started today or wishing you had. Let that sink in. What choices will you make today to create a different financial future for yourself? You have the power.
It's a powerful reminder that the future is in our hands. The choices we make today determine the reality we create tomorrow.
And one last thing. While we focus on these core principles today, the book actually goes much deeper. It talks about things like the art of selling, the possibility of early retirement, even a critical look at the whole financial system. Maybe we'll explore those in future deep dives. But for now, take this information, start applying it, and see what you can achieve.